Good morning, shit talkers, YouTubers, and general assholes all around the world. Welcome to Shit Talkers 2.0 TV. It's your host this morning, Chad the Chad. Trying to catch up on last night. I done caught up on my politics last night, but I'm just talking about my sports. Well, not my sports. My sports and politics, are both the same. I got all the gang sign up there. I wonder if I could watch me and put on a show at the same time. That'd be too difficult. NBA Finals ratings plummet 67% in a closeout game. Whoa. Players get woke. LeBron go broke. LeBron's legacy will always be that he ruined the NBA with social justice and politics. When he went and told Donald Trump and all his supporters that he didn't need their viewers, he didn't think that we watched, he killed the NBA. Right there, when he just said he didn't need Donald Trump or his viewers to watch the NBA, that was the end of the NBA. You've seen a steady decline. You've seen a steady decline ever since that he opened his big dumb mouth and said that. And if you've been following my channel, I hope LeBron James is responsible for those 2 police officers shot in LA. Let's listen to this man.
It does not look good, which surprises absolutely no one at all.
Nope.
The ratings were down 67% from 2019. 67%.
Probably because this NBA title meant as much as Barry Bonds' home run title and Belichick's Super Bowl win.
In the year that Kobe Bryant tragically lost his life, but every single sports fan should have been interested in this. You have
who was?
Against this former team in Miami.
But they brought they brought politics into it.
Should have been, but
brought Black Lives Matter into it, who feeds the Democratic Party. And don't care about black lives. Only black lives are shot by the police. Right, Kobe.
How will this impact the NBA moving into next year? Well, Adam Silver is already on record acknowledging that they know they have messed up. And he said they were going to...
be doing a lot of live videos here until my
I guess you just
broke foot heals, so it looks like I'm down by another 5 weeks, so prepare for a lot of YouTube videos. Ain't that right, Kobe? They're right, Kobe. We're outside? We're outside? You outside? Poop? You go poop? Austin, you outside? Austin, Peppers. You go outside, flea bag? Come on, get down. Get down, I'll let you out. Get down, I'll let you out. Go. Come on, go. Come on, go. Go. You can go run off the meth heads for me. Oh. You have to hem him up by Daddy goes. Oh, makes his way there. Oh. Shit up, man. I'll shoot him out the fucking window now. Sorry, meth heads and crackheads playing on the robbing me with my broke foot. Normally, I just try to chop you into pieces with my... I'll call it my machete. You at least the fear of God I put in people with this. But for the broke foot, it'd be hard to shitty anybody, so it looks like we're just going to jerk out the deuce, then like the AR to the talking.
And the NBA and their social justice messaging. But at the end of the day, the audiences are turning away from you.
Didn't watch a single game, buddy. I was going to watch one game, and they walked out and boycotted. And I didn't try to watch the game after that.
I don't know how long it's going to take them to recover, but fans are tired of it. They're tired of being free.
Sorry to thank myself, guys. I haven't had my medicine. I get a regular run around for my doctor each month, but They dick me around, make me go up out for 2 or 3 days, weeks at a time before they finally feel the damn shit.
So what I do have a problem with is when millionaire athletes pretend that they're oppressor, that they
Yeah, million, more like James, $1 billion athlete. Worried like little bronze and get shot by the police. Yeah, they want to drag a man out of a Lamborghini or Jaguar, shoot because he's black. But LeBron, the bloods of them 2 police officers is on your hands. When you said the cops was out there hunting down black people, then the next day a black person goes down and hunts down 2 police, that blood is on your hands, brother. You wouldn't even match the $150 reward, so you're trash.
But in no way, shape, or form will I ever.
You will never be Kobe. You will never be Jordan. Kobe and Jordan didn't talk politics. Look, Kobe and Jordan didn't talk about social justice issues. Jordan would have never sold so many damn shoes if he was taking social justice issues on everything that happened in Chicago. He could have come out every weekend going, man, another policeman shot another black guy here in Chicago because he had a gun and had 3 women at hostage. Using one as a human shield to shoot through the door like they did in freaking Georgia. Breonna, the human shield Taylor, supplying a dope dealer, the gang with the freaking dope money. They already got her. She was on the warrant. How are they going to fight for that? Where she was on the warrant. She was the one literally bankrolling the drugs for that gang, and gangs is running amok out here in the damn major cities. They say that New York is worse than it's ever been in the history. FS want to cut ties with Skip Bayless after it. Oh, let's hear about that. Skip leaving FX1 over Sack Prescott. Come on, we got Ben Beneducci and a Tank for Trevor to go on, Skip. No tattoos. I was given tattoos at birth. Look at all the presents. You probably can't tell, but it's my shitty picture quality. Michael Jordan, he didn't do that. Oh, Chris Everett, table on, what's his name? That was awesome.
If you want to see a score or the best highlight of the game, all you have to do is look at Twitter and you'll find it. However, before the introduction of social media to sports, the proliferation of boring sports debate shows in 2000.
Let's see what got Skip kicked off the FX1.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel where I cover
I'll be doing that little dance on one side.
News stories and analysis.
Be like me today.
Videos not directly tied to the NFL. Many of you
It's really could afford to go have surgery and get your foot right. My foot will never be right.
Pretty much called back week for publicly addressing how
Skip Bayless under fire after saying that's part depression shows weakness.
I'm sure many of you, like myself, are really curious.
Maybe he might have been depressed there, Skip, because he knew his career was over. And depressed because he didn't sign that fucking, what was it, $36 million, $38 million a year over the next 4 years. It equaled out to somewhere around $150 million. I bet he wish he signed that now. That trying to pull a Kirk Cousins and get that $31 million for this year, then get $38 million for next year, then sign a big Kirk Cousins contract. Didn't work out so well, did it? So that lets you know, kids, when you get a chance to take your money, don't grovel over pennies and dimes. When we're talking about millions.
Whether that be in the form of his outrageous takes on television or his trolling tweets on Twitter, Skip has a massive following.
Man, Skip's a brute. Yeah, he might be the best basketball player in the world right now. But he's definitely not a politician or social warrior justice. The black people that follow LeBron James' social ideology are sheep. Because LeBron ain't even an alpha male. Rock Nation, the people who brought LeBron up are alpha males. They're the one talking this shit into LeBron's ear, and he's repeating it without doing any fucking Google search, because he could have done Google search on Jacob Blake and found that he sexually assaulted that woman. That woman had a kid by him that raped her, and he was at her house, but we're going to leave all that out. No, they didn't leave that out, LeBron. You just didn't care to fucking look it up, so you guys boycotted a fucking chomo. He raped that girl when she was 13, you fools. Then come to her house, take her keys and her kids. And then when he went to the car to get a knife, get a gun, he already had a knife in his hand. I got the same knife right here that he had. But anyway, that's why they shot his ass. And LeBron had to go woke. Like, oh, wait a minute, we're supposed to let him kill all the women and children. Don't shoot him. Let's listen to Skip.
Anyways, so a couple weeks back, Skip has got into a lot of hot water for his comments regarding Dak Prescott's recent bout of depression from the pandemic and the loss of his brother Chase. I'm going to roll a brief clip.
Oh, I ain't
They're all looking to
leg.
you to be their CEO, to be in charge of the football team. Because
Wow, this
that,
was before. This is going back to September.
From him going public with, I got depressed. I suffered depression early in COVID to the point that I couldn't
You
even.
me too, buddy. I'm over here taking depression medicine already this morning.
He's the quarterback of America's team. And you know what? I know. The sport that you play, it is dog eat dog. It is
so take your contracts, kids. When somebody offers you $100 million, over $100 million, go ahead and take it. Don't wait till $120 million or $101 million and $1 just so your agent will get an even number of millions.
On the other side, to come after you.
I'm gonna do a video on just that.
You're gonna hear, you know, you get everything. You get sacked. How does that feel? You get down about it.
They get sacked every now.
You can't go public with it.
That's why his name's Dak Prescott.
So after this segment, Skip Bayless was met with a lot of criticism from basically everyone, from social media to other media outlets. The attack on Sports Day that FS1 immediately released a statement stating that they did not agree with Skip, nor did Skip's response reflect the company's viewpoint on depression, and that they have spoken with the analysts regarding his conduct. However, even still,
depression's a bitch, but he's telling the truth. I got it. He wasn't lying.
With his contract running out at the end of the month, the question has to be asked.
Contract running out at the end of the month.
Is the network going to pull another Here You
Do your own YouTube channel, Skip.
From his own show, Speak for Yourself. As there were no party
Whitlock got fired. That's why he's on Outkick Sports. Him and Clay Travis. Follow him there.
For his tenure with the network, he basically disappeared. And on the next show, business went on as usual, and he was replaced with former Eagles linebacker Emmanuel Ochoa. The show didn't even acknowledge that the longtime host had moved on. Anyways, a large reason for the delay could be that the two parties still have yet to come to an agreement, or because the recent pandemic has clearly changed climate for television these days. Financially handicapped.
Way to go, Sack.
Skip's initial contract with FS1 was a 4-year, $26 million deal, bringing his salary a little over $6 million per year.
$6 million a year to speak about sports.
North of that amount. But at some point,
everybody out there that's pushing your kids into sports, you better push them into broadcasting and communications. Well, you can get paid $6 million a year to talk about sports. You can do that for 50 years. You can only play football or basketball for 10 years max. Unless you're LeBron HGH James, you can play for 50 years. You're on that LeBron steroid diet.
Many of his followers waiting in line to comment and post memes on his tweets. And this is why I really don't think the show would survive without Skip.
The show wouldn't survive without Skip. Hell, it's sucking ass now. Nobody's even paying for cable anymore.
When you have two of the biggest supporters on the same show. Or
Ezekiel Elliott and Trevor Lawrence next year. You heard it here first.
Instead of flip-flopping back and forth, refusing click.
Bye-bye, Sack. $30 million contract. We're getting us a rookie contract. We're going to rock Andy Dalton the rest of this year. Hope he gets rubbed out. Hope he gets killed. We can't win another game. The Jets are up 2 games on us right now.
Anyways, there have been many rumors over the last few
I don't want to win the division. I know we're leading in the division. I don't want no part of that division. Give that to the Redskins. I want to see 2-14.
And it was reported that there was an
3-13, and maybe trade up to get Trevor, depending on the team. Well, if the Jets keep Darnold, we could trade our number 2 pick and move up and get Trevor. Trade the number 2 pick and Zeke and get Trevor. That'd be what I would do at GM. I went to call Jerry this morning and maybe put this in his ear.
There might be very little chance of that happening. Who knows?
Well, it don't matter. This came out before Zeke for Dak even got crippled. Like myself. I love my thumbnail. You guys should like my thumbnail. What I'm doing, I'm throwing up gang signs for the ST2.0. And that's how you do it too. Whenever you see me out in the streets, go. And I know what you're talking about. It's ST2.0. Yeah, right here. The inventor of all things shit talkers, right here. There ain't nobody else out there can create a genius such as I. I'll let you less fortunate people who's too ugly for YouTube run the shit talkers groups, because I've moved it to YouTube where I'm gonna bring on personalities and people that's not scared to be themselves, don't hide behind fake names and shit, to be on our YouTube channel. I plan on splitting all the money equally for everyone. If you guys get in there before the money starts rolling in, because I'm moving up subscribers and watch time and everything else. I'm monetized. The super chat's making money. You guys need to dipple. Need to hear from your brother. Need to know something about that cooking show. Comment on in the comments if you're serious about the cooking show. I'll even help you come up with a name of it. Reverend Uncle Cousin Timmy's Cooking with Liberal Tears. Salt. Handy. Biden comments more gas on it. They said Biden gaffed it up yesterday. I watched the Trump rally last night. I also did a video on it. Watch both of them.
Just 22 days until you are the ultimate jury and the election takes place.
Yep, we are the ultimate jury.
Campaign trail where Joe Biden has finally mustered up the courage to leave his basement bunker for a few hours. In fact, Joe even left his home state of Delaware today, a rare occurrence for the weak, frail, cognitively struggling Democrat, and needless to say, he was totally overwhelmed. At one point, he confused Robert Byrd with Ted Kennedy. At another point, Joe could not even remember Senator Mitt Romney's name, referring to him as that Mormon. Watch this. You remember, I got in trouble when running against the senator who was a Mormon, the governor, okay? I took him on. Anybody, no one takes me question. The Mormon guy, the Mormon. Only choose to be someone all men are created equal down by the state.
Amendment 25. Let's talk about impeaching Trump for being on steroids. It's really just preparing everybody in the United States for Amendment 25 in case Biden and Harris wins. Harris will be president. You can bet your ass on that. And I say AOC being vice president. Wrap your head around that. AOC vice president.
Not running for senator. He's forgetting. Forgets the day of the week. Forgets what.
He didn't do it again, did
he? He's running for president, not senator. Somebody remind him. Take a look.
Not again.
No, we have to come together. That's why I'm running. I'm running as a proud Democrat for the Senate.
For the Senate? That makes twice, you dumbass.
God bless Ohio. God bless you. Can somebody tell Joe, by the way, it's not a real website, and Joe, you're running for president, not senator.
Wow.
And by the way, that senator, the Mormon guy, is Mitt Romney, not some Mormon governor. sadly, when we showed you, that's just from a couple of hours today. Because every time that Joe actually leaves,
that makes twice.
And stays out past
Yesterday, that was from yesterday.
Here's a quick reminder. Look, tomorrow's Super Thursday, and I want to thank you all.
Everybody's laughing at him in the background.
We know these should be self-evident. All men are created by it. So you know
The thing.
You agree with me?
Yeah, the thing God. 3-0-3-0. We choose truth over facts. What a stupid statement that was. That's the stupidest statement of all time. We choose truth over facts. God, I cringe for him. It's so stupid.
These are way beyond an occasional campaign gap, and I am beginning, well, I'm more than a little worried that this man could represent a clear and present danger to this country.
So is Nancy Pelosi. That's why she's getting that 25th Amendment ready.
He's been hiding the entire campaign and the corrupt media.
John Martinez, you're going to owe me a 500-word essay. I'll come back to Facebook for one day, if you're right, to write my 500 essay on why I was wrong that Donald Trump wasn't going to win the election and Joe Biden was the better candidate for the job. If Trump wins, you owe me the 500-word essay explaining why I'm right and Trump is the better candidate for president that won. Remember, you wanted to bet $1,000 on that, and I'll let you away with the 500-word essay.
By the way, they are saying what their stated plans are to fundamentally transform this country. Court packing, ending the legislative filibuster. What, starting the process?
What do you think about that, John Martinez, you political genius? What do you think about unpacking the court? Making Puerto Rico and D.C. a state.
People that get amnesty, they're hoping that they will vote Democrat. According to Chuck Schumer, he said it. Everything is on the table. Now at least one emboldened far-left activist group, they've even posted online a guide on how to disrupt and shut down this entire...
Good morning, shit talkers. I see we got a pretty good little audience this morning. If I had my glasses, I'd read your comments. But I don't have my glasses, therefore I can't make out who you are.
Sleepy Joe Biden, not a nice guy, but I have to be honest, not a nice guy. You know, people say, oh, he's such a nice guy. He had a very bad day today. He had a very bad day. You saw what happened. If I had a day like he had today, they'd say it's over. It's over. We have somebody running not 100%, not 80%, not 60%. No. We can't have this.
That was Trump's speech last night, which remember, I done 2 different live streams on, so make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell. That way you get notified when I go live. Like right now, I'm giving away $20 to the first person to use special code Shit Talkers 2.0
60% of my nannies got laid off.
TV.
I had to furlough my office. Dave is my
I'll look here in a minute and see
financial
the first one in the comments. Shit 2.0 TV.
Reached out to me and then reminded me that years of planning with him set me up for success.
Make it easy $20. Hit me in the comments. I see comments, but I don't see the code.
More for the future.
This isn't just a way to shield of security, sign of solidarity, because it means you fight for the safety of the ones you know. All of them. Get your flu shot at Walgreens and get a $5 coupon.
And the Democrats attempting biggest power grab thing. Why don't the news show this Trump debate clip? I just went wanting to see fucking old girl get barraged by the damn media again. Baba Booey, I got a broke foot. I don't want to have to get up. Oh, shut up, Anthony. Ring Chaser Davis.
Oh, sweet and smooth, but
Come on,
you get
buddy.
your job done. And you're going to have those confrontations and arguments, throughout the season to win a championship. And we had our share, but at the end of the day, we respect one another. We respect what, he's on the show that and I respect his game, he respects my game.
Nothing like another broke foot.
Frank was up here earlier and said one of the big reason why he took this Lakers job was he believes in LeBron James. I'm wondering, you talked about that a little bit yourself, but what has that
LeBron's on HGH.
Biggest challenges, including
he's offered Anthony Davis some, but Anthony Davis ain't really needing it yet. LeBron's HGH changed my mind. Amy Barrett, confirmation resumes Tuesday. I'll be going live for the confirmation when it comes on. I believe yesterday morning it came on at 9 a.m. And they didn't do nothing but sit and absolutely just talk about this woman like a dog. All liberals love women. I guess it's like Black Lives Matter. It's got to be a certain woman. Lakers win. Portland protesters topple Lincoln and Teddy Roosevelt statues. No. Now tell me what Black Lives genius out there is turning down Teddy Roosevelt and Abraham Lincoln statues. My God, you people have no idea of the history.
California, Lakers fans
Listen.
had a wild night celebrating the team's first championship in a decade. People spilled into the streets.
Chanting Kobe, not one word about LeBron today, chant. Kobe, see.
An unlawful assembly and arrested people who wouldn't leave. Oregon, protesters marched through Portland last night, pulling down statues of Abe Lincoln and Teddy Roosevelt. They called the event Indigenous Peoples' Day of Rage to counter Columbus Day.
Indigenous Peoples' Day of Rage. Oh my God.
Florida, an unmanned boat crashed into
Don't fuck around in Florida. They're turning red state.
after 3 passengers fell overboard. You can see it flying into the air.
Oh, damn.
Into that concrete dock. No one
Boat gets away from these people. Hot damn, here jumps dock. Truck carrying crab bananas rolls over.
Carrying crates of the fruit rolled over on the mast pipe. Here it is being flipped back over. Authorities said the bananas could not be saved.
Shit, there's all green. They haven't even turned ripe yet. Take them concentration camps they got there in
Shepard
California.
Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC.
Where they got all the Iranians and all the illegals all got their little town built. Follow on YouTube, follow Jericho Green. Follow Jericho Green's YouTube channel and look for his Behind Enemy Lines in California or California, I forget how he puts it. But he'll show what it looks like out in California where they got the refugee camps set up, like literally refugee camps in tents and shit. Or people's fleeing other countries and we've got them over here processing them. Fauci calls out the team. That JJ, Baba Boy, Kiki, Baba Boy, Kiki, leave him alone. Baba Boy, leave JJ alone. Kiki. Fucker, I can't get up. I will spray you or something. Come here. Right? Kink. Bubba Buddy. Bubba Buddy. Bubba Buddy. You won't stand there and wait for him to move, are you? Whatever. Oh, God. So aggravated. This big broke today. I just can't win for losing with this foot. But I'll be better to have it chopped off and eating a fake one. Get me one of them damn robot leg foot things. Maybe that'll help on vertical. Give me a set of hydraulics. Put it on my foot.
Look at how things are taking shape. As you can see.
No, we can't see. It's time to exercise. Extra Protector is the most amazing feature. Free L.
It's no secret that the coronavirus has scared Democrats to a rather extreme degree. If you look at the media, you'll see the left saying, what is going on? Why won't Republicans wear masks? To be completely honest, you probably should wear a mask. I mean, I have no problem wearing a mask, and I don't know, it's cool. Someone sent me a really cool mask on Slovenia. And it's true, a lot of conservatives don't wear masks, and some of them get really angry about it. But there was a video today from the Amy Coney Barrett hearings, where I think it was Mark Meadows. He backs away from the press 10 feet and takes his mask off to talk, and they go, oh, and I gasp. And he's like, what? I'm 10 feet away from you. And they're like, no. And then he goes, okay, whatever. And he walks off. The hysteria put out by the media over COVID
Only
is
Democrats
backfiring on Democrats in a crazy way. Now, let me clarify. The media is really, really hysterical about COVID. I think COVID's a problem. I think we want to be safe. I think you should listen to your doctor.
COVID is a virus. It's not a pandemic.
There's a medication out that helps treat COVID. We'll be better off.
A pandemic would be a virus or disease that we couldn't cure. We done cured this shit.
Which is creating very serious.
It only kills less than 0.1% of the population, so let's not call it a pandemic anymore, please. Let's call it a political pandemic, if
And this
anything.
is why so many of them want to vote by mail. And it's one of the big reasons why the Democrats want to.
Yeah, because the Democrats are scared their base into thinking they're going to die of flu if they go outside.
Are not ready to return. Gallup poll says ready to return to normal activities right now. 5% of Democratic men, 3%
5% of Democratic men are ready to return to normal. Boy, you let your leaders scare the shit out of you. 90% or 64% of Republican men, 70%, 7 out of 10 Republican men are ready to go back to normal. Because we're not, because Trump, our leader, hasn't got us scared of the flu like you.
They're actually disinfecting their mail-in ballots, ruining them completely. I'm sorry. I couldn't help but burst out laughing when I heard this. Not at anyone in particular. It's just bad. But people's votes need to be counted. But these people, many of these voters are so out of it, terrified of COVID, they're wiping down their ballots, ruining them, and they have to be thrown out. That, to me, was one of the
7:17 a.m. Here at Shit Talkers AM. Hopefully we'll get my boy Ed So here on Shit Talkers 2.0 TV this morning for the Chad and Ed So in the AM. I'll move over to the studio, Ed So, when you're ready.
Don't take my word for it. I'm going to show you the Atlantic and the New York Times and what they're saying about it. You would see. There's another Axios story on this too. Democrats are trying to move away from mail-in voting because it does have a higher margin of error. Votes are more likely to be disqualified.
Yeah, because Trump voters already told us to vote by mail and go vote by. And go vote by at the polling places where you're supposed to vote at. So we're going to, if they still send us a bunch of those mail-in votings, we're going to fill them out and go vote. Hopefully it counts too, dumbass Democrats.
Going back to the days when I worked at Vice, and when I worked at Fusion, ABC News, it was very, very difficult to get leftist personalities, and it still is. Right now, the number one complaint I hear from people is, but what about COVID? Okay, look, if you can't handle it, we got alcohol wipes, we take your precautions, we got hand sanitizer. I got right-wing individuals feeling totally fine. It's totally safe and legal where we're at. Travel, it's totally fine, but they just don't want to do it, and they cite COVID as an argument.
That's because the Democrats has promised them a check if they stay indoors. They're scared of COVID and don't leave the house. Biden can shut down the economy and they'll give us a measly $1,200 every 2 or 3 months to stay in the house. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. You don't make me get up. Oh, come on, Bowie.
One of the worst defeats ever. Right in the face of precedent. And then the Democrats wipe their ballot down, qualified, and they don't show the polls scared of COVID, and it backfires on them. Yikes, man. Before we get started, head over to tipcap.com/donate. If you'd like to support my work, there are many ways to give. The best thing you can do, share this video. This is something I think Democrats need to hear. So maybe you can share this with one of your left-wing friends, or maybe you're a Democrat and you have left-wing.
Maybe you're a Democrat and you're an idiot.
If you are too scared to go out and vote, it's going to negatively impact the Democrats.
You heard that, Democrats.
And if you're
COVID's all over them polling places, and you know the Republicans will be coughing on the polling machines. No, I am. When I come in there, I'll be coughing everywhere. Can't wait till Election Day. I'm act like I'm dying. I'm running about 30 miles before I go to the polling places, be sweating, coughing.
And as you know, I've got a big marketing department. That's for my word of mouth. But also, don't forget.
That's right. Team relies on word of mouth. So make sure you like and subscribe, and most importantly, share Tim Pool's videos. He's a Walter Cronkite of 2020. He's unbiased.
Gallup did a poll. Data collected by the Gallup panel as part of COVID.
He's a moderate, but has Republican values. He believes in the nuclear family. He believes in democracy, unlike the Marxists, BLM and Antifa.
He's tried very hard to suburban female vote. He's struggling. We'll see how it plays out. But
damn, I'm in some pain. Never break your foot, kids. And if you do, 2 or 3 days before you go to the hospital.
And Democrats are more likely, or I should say women are more likely to be Democrats. According to a poll by, I believe it's around 68% of millennial women are registered Democrats. We can see percentage of Americans wearing masks outside the home. Only a few points more for women than men. But the main story here, as far as it goes in terms of the election, attitudes and behaviors related to COVID-19 by party and gender. Now, I am a bit upset that Gallup didn't include independent voters, because that could show that Trump is on track to win. If it turns out 30 or 40% of independent voters feel safe and are ready to return to normal, then they're probably going to go out and vote. But of course, just because they're independent doesn't mean they will support Trump. They may actually go out and support Biden, who we do for Biden as well. So they don't show this. Check it out. Democratic men ready to return to normal activities right now, only 5%.
You Democratic men are fuzzies.
Majority of both Democrat men and women are avoiding public.
3% of Democratic women are ready to go back out in public and go to the grocery store.
Republicans, only 31% are avoiding public places. 64% of Republican men are ready to return.
Yeah, we're able to go to the grocery store. We're ready to go catch football games. Now that I broke my foot, I'm not going to be Houston Warren, buddy. I'm not going to be able to, probably not be able to make the Cowboys-Cincy game. And
they're going to go out. They're not going to care about masks. They're going to vote. And the ones that do vote by absentee also are not going to care.
Nope.
But this suggests, at least in my opinion, Democratic men and women are very unlikely to go out and vote, more likely to vote in person. And the Atlantic and the New York Times note this in a story from the Atlantic, how voting by mail could cost Biden the election. I kid you not. While in-person voting looks safer than expected, mail-in voting looks more dangerous, not because of fraud, but because of human error and partisan politics. Are you kidding me? You mean if the Democrats just listened to Donald Trump, they would be better off?
Yep.
Trump has been saying over and over again, fraud, fraud, fraud. Not because of fraud. And I said the same thing. It is not fraud. Trump needs to get off the fraud train because it's impropriety. And
it is a fraud. It's not a pandemic. It's a virus. like
is 2 to 1.
less than the flu. You'd rather have the flu virus. When was the flu virus ever named a excuse the language, named a pandemic? When was pneumonia labeled a pandemic? Well, crock. But remember, Democrats, it's a really serious virus, and it will kill you if you go vote, because the voting booths are full of COVID. Idiots. Hope you all believe that.
Mail-in voting has issues. You want to vote, and we want to make sure your votes count. I want to read you the story from the Atlantic, because this is a serious statement. How it cost Biden the election? I mean, that would be scary for Democrats, right? But I want to give you the hard and official warning first. From WHIO TV7, California election officials to voters, stop disinfecting your mail-in ballots. I couldn't believe it when I saw this. People are actually sprinting down their ballots and smearing the ink. It's becoming garbage. Don't do this. Please. We want all votes to count. I think, I like Trump for the war stuff, but he's getting that's big for me. Banning critical race theory is big for me, but look, I'm a big boy. If Donald Trump loses, I'm going to laugh. Joe Biden, I can't believe he win. If he does, but hey, I laughed when Trump won too. I'm not going to cry about it. I want your vote to count. I want everyone to have their say. And that means you're a Democrat scared of COVID. Your vote counts. Do not disinfect your ballots. Take a look at this. They have some photos. Stephanie Lynn says, do not do this if you want your vote to count. Election officials tell me they've gotten at least 100 damaged ballots so far from voters who tried to disinfect the paperwork. In one case, someone tried to microwave their ballots. Oh, man. Now, these are not all Democrats, mind you, but California is 2/3 Democrat in the state. Can you imagine? Republicans aren't scared of COVID. For the most part, they're less likely to be doing things like this. The registrar of voters tells me pink envelope and mail-in ballots were processed by machine weeks ago and are safe to handle. Damaged ballots will not be processed. Quote, we understand if for the outgoing white envelope that you get, and maybe the mail service carrier may have touched, you want to kind of hold it aside for 24 hours. Bailey Canelos told the news station. Everything inside the pink return envelope, the ballots themselves, they have been inserted by a machine weeks ago, so they are safe. Officials told KCRA that they are working to get new ballots to people who sent in damaged ones. Good, good, good. I want their ballots to count. This was a mistake. But think about this. People are voting early. If people start doing this in large enough numbers, and what did they say, 100 ballots? Someone tried to microwave it, at least 100. That's a lot of votes, man. And if that happens in places across this country, mostly in blue areas where there's a tendency to be more scared of COVID. Thanks, man. Now, I want to make sure I get the context correct. When we say that Democratic men, 5% are ready to return to normal and women are only 3%, it could be because many of these people live in urban centers where there's a ton of people. For a Republican who lives in a rural area, getting back to normal might mean driving 5 miles or 15 miles to go to the grocery store. In which case, you're barely around people at all. And normal for you is you're not really around people. Whereas for people who live in big cities who tend to be Democrats, you walk out the front door and there's people everywhere. So that could be a huge factor here. And that's why many of these Democrats might be worried about going and voting in person, because the density, the population density is massive. Although I was in New York for the last election, and some of these polling places were absolutely empty.
This is ground zero for humans level. The 20th next one is like legal five.
Sound like we live in some lawless wasteland.
What's the best for the place? It's amigo.
Empty. But here's the story for the Atlantic. Mail-in voting could be the demise of the Democrat Party's chances. Take a look what they say. As the coronavirus pandemic fanned across the country in the spring, Democrats looking ahead to the presidential election urged people to stay home in November and vote by mail. Minnesota Secretary of State encouraged all eligible voters to cast their ballot by mail. Virginia Governor Ralph Northam told every Virginian who can vote by mail to do so. The instruction echoed from Pennsylvania to Nevada, where Governor Steve Sisolak said, "We prefer that people stay home, especially if you're in a vulnerable situation." The message was heard loud and clear. In August, Wall Street Journal NBC poll found that roughly half of Biden voters expect to cast their ballot by mail this fall, an unprecedented figure. And you might ask, why not? Mail-in voting reliably expands the electorate with minimal fraud without forcing people to queue with strangers and chance transmitting a deadly virus. The past few months have complicated the idea that voting in person is risky and that voting by mail is entirely risk-free. Trump's made a big mistake. Trump kept saying voter fraud. It is voter fraud. I think it'd be absurd to ignore the instances I've actually covered, where like they've arrested people for voter fraud. But the real problem is error and impropriety. What I mean by impropriety is like in Maryland, I think it was Baltimore, maybe somewhere in Maryland, 68,000 votes were held by the post office for 5 days for unknown reasons. Impropriety. What I mean by that is laziness, neglect, no real malintent, just no chain of custody. So ballots just end up sitting on a floor for a week and then election's over. You've also got ballots getting rejected because people who don't know how to fill them out don't know how to fill them out. And thus, you end up with people losing their votes. It tends to be Democrats. Why? Because they're the ones voting by mail.
Yep, they're scared to go to the polling.
Vote by mail may have been the biggest gift.
Scared to go to the polling stations.
He's been fighting
Where all the Republicans are been coughing everywhere on the polling machines. When I walk up to the polling, I'm going all over every one of them.
Now they're desperately trying to tell people to
Whether they're up corona or not, I'll scare all the Democrats away, coughing. What you see.
What if someone
Hey, if you guys are going out to vote, make sure when you go out to vote, you wear your Woo Flu mask, get the sweat going, and every time you cough, pull it down and cough. Then put it back on. Fake cough, put it back on, and we'll scare all the Democrats away. I'll come up with a plan. We can win this election easy. All you gotta do is start coughing. Everybody cough. Everybody's a Republican. Voting Trump.
Trump is getting a bunch of people to vote for the first time. But they're voting in person,
Cough at the
man.
voting
They're
booth.
going to show up in person and be told, here's what you do, and here's how you do it. They're going to say, okay, then you're going to press a button on a screen and walk out.
Yeah, but that button's going to have corona on the bottom side.
If they don't already. Voting in person is probably not as dangerous as Democratic leaders initially.
Yes, it is, Tim.
The CDC.
We're coughing corona all over the Biden
Outbreaks have been traced.
button.
Experts now say that for over the mask is no more dangerous than going to a grocery store with a mask on, something millions of Americans do every week. Evidence of the safety
If you don't agree with that, when you go in to vote Republicans, make sure it's coughing in the ballot line off all the Democrats. And if you don't agree with that, if you want some, I'll be in the comments, bitches. Come and get some. Yeah.